Possessed machine parts. One morning, Rolly was out looking for lost property once again. Until suddenly, he fell down a hill. It was so steep that he had to get back up quickly. But before he did, he saw something behind some bushes. They were 20 construction machine parts. They were old and rusty. Rolly was surprised and decided to go get Wendy to see this. When Wendy saw this, she could not believe it. And then she had a brainstorm. Rolly, you're a genius. I am? Both Wendy and Rolly took these over to Bob, and Wendy told him and Rolly about their plan. They decided that they would have these as replacement machine parts until their old parts are mended. Bob definitely agreed and got them cleaned and painted and ready for a machine to take them in. One day, both Scoop and Lofty had to have their parts checked over and fixed. And they took two of the new machine parts. They really didn't like their new machine parts. While they were originally their colors, they were slightly different and more off-looking than their old ones. They complained about their parts all night. And then, everything started to change the very next morning. One morning, Bob needed someone to go over the bridge to help Mr. Beasley with his roof. Lofty said, "Can I do it? I don't mind going over that bridge." "Can I do it, please?" said Scoop hyperly. "This'll be so much fun!" Everyone stayed awkwardly silent. Everyone who knew Lofty knew how much he hated heights. And Scoop would never be that hyper. He's usually more responsible and cool. So it would take a dream maker for them to be acting like this, and for Lofty to be so willing to go over that bridge, even though he didn't have to. Even Bob was baffled, but decided to elect himself. Sure, Lofty and Scoop, you're coming with me." "Come on, you two," said Wendy. "Thank you," they said. Rolly was shocked to see this. What has gotten into those two? Maybe the wrong fuel has gotten into their engines or something? But Rolly was more concerned than confused now. For the rest of the few days now, Lofty had more courage and wasn't afraid to go over high bridges, and he wasn't even afraid of mice. And Scoop became more hyper and energetic. These sudden changes were positive, sure, but the fact that they were so sudden was unbelievably a mystery. A few days later, Gripper and Grabber needed their parts checked over and mended as well, and took some temporary ones. Gripper's hook was more bigger than his old one, and Grabber's looked more like Patrick's. "Oh, not you two," Rolly said. Everyone giggled about it all night, but they didn't know that was about to change very quickly. The next morning, Rolly woke up to find Gripper in a very bad mood. "Ugh, can't believe I have to grab some pipes and take them over to Mr. Beasley's. I'm too tired right now. Let Lofty go, he'd love it. Come on, Gripper, you're first." Gripper went off in a huff. First, Scoop and Lofty, and now Gripper. What is going on? For the rest of the day, Gripper was very violent and abusive to others, even when they behaved. As for Grabber, he was different as well. As Rolly found out later that day, what was